it is becoming a one-sided affair in everything. Every order is passed, and
something's very suspicious here, because Ms. Napinai, everything has been done in a hurry. Now we are being told there are Mr. Jay Anand Dehadrai says that atomic minerals will be found. So one minute, atomic minerals are found in large parts of the country. But how is it that the Aravalis are being targeted? Because some real estate people, some big money people have identified this, said you just say that they are not mountains. Once you change the definition, nobody can oppose us. This is the first time in the history of India a mountain range is being destroyed. This is not capitalism. No. This is not even crony capitalism. This is going to open the doors to super crony capitalism. Never seen before. India will be destroyed if the Aravalis are destroyed.
Already there.
Ms. Napinai, you're listening to this debate. What are the consequences of this?
Yes, thank you for bringing me in, Arnav. Firstly, there is a doctrine of stare decisis in law, which says that a court will not unduly disturb an existing judgment. The former Attorney General already pointed out the 3 judgments that have already come out for protecting the Aravalis. So if a court is trying to modify that, then there has to be just cause, and it has to be substantiated. So I've heard my learned friend also, and let me give you a little bit of input in terms of how the flow of this judgment goes. And I must say, in all the twists and turns it takes, it seems to have missed the focus, which is that environment needs to be protected. If you go by this very same Supreme Court's judgment earlier in the MC Mehta case, they talk about how priority should always be given to public health, and I would read environment, fundamental rights, etc. into it, as opposed to the balance sheet of private parties. I'm quoting the judgment here. So when you look at this judgment and why the FSI's definition is being set aside, you need clarity and specificity on why you believe definition A is better than definition B, and why you would want to cite definition A, and what are the protective measures or ring fencing that you're doing. And all of this needs to be captured within the judgment itself. What you have today is, and I'll take you to very briefly to para 7 here, which talks about what are core and inviolate areas. That merely sets out a series of options, but with the qualifier, it may be qualified as a core or inviolate area. So the judgment fails to clearly set out. It also captures the fact that this is an ecologically sensitive area. It has to be dealt with carefully. It should be protected, etc. But then just abruptly goes on to accept the committee's definition without realizing, or I wouldn't use the word realizing, that would be a misstatement, but without giving due weight
Raman.
The fact that this action is likely to harm the very same.
What is the moratorium factor in the new for the new lease? Why is that there?
It goes on to say that the MPSM has to be
if the whole prospect is that of corruption, then why new leases is kind of barred?
Raman, I want to remind you that when Aurangzeb tried to attack the Aravalis, I'll tell you one thing, and its sacred Nilkant Mahadev temple, the story is that a swarm of bees came from nowhere and destroyed the Mughal army. So everyone should realize that the swarm of the people are always there. The days of the Mughals are over. The new citizens of the country will not accept the destruction of the Aravali range.
The intent was wrong.
What is happening? You want to make golf courses.
If the intent was wrong,
no. For you, if your government is prioritizing golf courses and 100 crore apartments over the people of India, the people of India will give a fitting reply to this. Raman,
Aman,
don't forget.
Arnab,
people are watching
this.
this.
It's very clear. The government is not doing this. This is not the idea.
The government is allowing this.
I can tell you one thing for clear with whatever has been happening.
Sir, you are wrong. Sir, you are wrong. Sir, you are wrong. The government has authorized this.
No, Manohar Lal Khattar proposed a 10,000 acre. Manohar Lal Khattar proposed a 10,000 acre national park there. In the Mangarbani and adjacent areas.
If you stopped.
And getting a tiger safari and lion safari and things like that over there.
And now?
From Gurgaon, Faridabad, right down to Noor.
And now you will blame whom? What is the government doing now?
So already that
MD
project
Sinha, what is the government
there.
doing now?
That project
Why
is
is the
already
Prime Minister
there.
not intervening? The Aravallis are going to be destroyed within the next 6 months starting.
If that is the case,
MD
case, why
Sinha.
do you not call the JNU, which is again on the hill
The interesting fact here is that 2010, the Ministry of Environment came up with a definition.
Just one second.
No.
And now the ministry itself has done a volte-face and gone against its own decision in 2010.
From there.
You need to protect these areas. 5 million hectares of Aravallis in 3-4 states.
Yeah.
You mine 10%, leave 90% aside. This order does exactly the opposite. It frees 90% and just saves 10%.
Sinha sir, if I may. Basically, I think to the extent, just to the limited extent of the judgment here for the Supreme Court, I have a feeling that somewhere the activists and whoever was representing the activists have not perhaps been able to convince the Honorable Supreme Court in in all their wisdom that these 4 states or these 5 states which have the Aravalli ranges have had different definitions for the mountain range and the...
Why do you blame the environmentalists? Because the citizens' report was submitted to the Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change.
Give me 1 minute.
The Modi government must tell us that when citizens' report are put to them, do they put it in the dustbin?
I am coming to that. Just give me 1 minute.
So the minister knew.
Give me 1 minute.
Modi government minister knew.
Exactly. Please.
What did the Modi government minister do?
Give me 1 minute to complete this.
No. What is the responsibility and onus of the government?
Exactly.
I know the report that was given to the Modi government. What did the Modi government do?
If I may, sir.
So,
Get 1 minute.
It's not like you're not aware.
I'll just take 1 minute. I absolutely agree with Mr. Goswami with what he's saying, that the government has been aware of this. And I have a feeling, for example, I believe that somebody has not properly presented the point that the Aravallis in Rajasthan and the Aravallis in Gujarat are not at the same level as they are in the Delhi Ridge or within Haryana. If you level them below 100 meters, all of Delhi Ridge will be destroyed. And today we can't breathe as it is, we don't have AQI. The responsibility...
So can the Modi government recreate a mountain range?
It can't.
Can the Supreme Court build the Aravallis again?
Absolutely.
Then what right do they have to destroy it?
The court has only gone ahead and accepted
the court can't.
definition that government provided. Then the government has to be answerable. As Mr. Goswami said, the environment minister has to be
Mr. Sinha.
Country. We have not defined. There is no need for a definition. I have worked in the Aravallis for the last 35 years. The 1992
But then that needs to be presented properly to the court, sir.
Lays down what is the Aravallis. You don't need to define it.
Will we say 50 years from now when the Aravallis are gone, that, some bureaucrat forgot to put one thing in page number 112 and present it to one of the members in the 3-judge bench? Are we going to say this?
The court can only interpret what is put to it.
No, the court knows everything. The court knows everything. Sir, is the court so unaware? Sir, you tell me, sir. You tell me. The attempt is to say here, Kailash ji, that the poor court doesn't know anything. It's been misled. Do you believe that, sir?
Look, this judgment has to go.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This judgment has to go.
The reason is this.
Exactly.
There are 2 of the oldest mountain ranges in the world, the Aravallis and the Vindhyas. The Vindhyas are the source of the Narmada and other rivers. The Aravallis are the water catchment areas for 3 states, 3 dry states, Rajasthan, Haryana, and parts of Gujarat. They are the foundations, they are the foundations for the protection of Delhi from everything. I have a photograph which I wanted to show.
Put the photograph on. Show the photograph. Is the photograph there? We'll pull the photograph. And before that, I want to open the lines. Is the big photograph on?
The reason is this.
Is it being brought to the studio?
If the Aravallis and the Vindhyas are not protected, you will have nothing to do in the...
That's the photograph. What does it show, sir?
I'll just show it to you.
You're seeing that. It's on screen now. Can you see it, sir?
Where?
There on
On
the
the right
screen.
screen.
We've taken your photograph.
Yes.
What is that?
Not clear.
Full frame, sir. Tell me what is this photograph?
I'll tell you. This is a photo. As the amicus in the court, I had requested the air officers to give me a copy of the photograph of Delhi. Unfortunately, it's not showing clearly.
It can't be shown clearly. You can make your points.
If you can just keep it here.
Anyway, you can project
show it
it, but I can't do it for the director. Director didn't plan this out, so we're not.
I'll tell you what it is.
They made a slimmer version of the
It
photograph.
doesn't matter. The reason I am referring to this is Delhi was protected by the Aravalis from the north, from the invaders, from the other sides because of this, and it kept the Yamuna alive.
Yes, it did.
Now, the Aravalis have become encroached upon.
Yeah.
Everything is gone, and 60% of the Aravalis are encroached.
Yeah, the point is that...
Yeah, just a minute. In this photograph, if I may.
No, you can make your point.
I'm just showing you.
No, I can see it, sir. Don't worry.
If you see it here,
Yeah.
you will find the Yamuna streaking along the right.
Yeah.
Below that, you will find a green patch, which is the notified forests of Delhi. That is the,
Ridge forests.
Yeah.
yes, those are notified forests.
Forests.
Now, in those forests, 60% has been occupied by encroachers.
By
Yeah.
encroaching.
The Supreme Court has been saying,
Sir,
get rid of it.
Then
Yeah.
South
So,
Park
so
does
I,
What I want to say is this. The Aravalis
Callers.
in Delhi have become redundant.
Yeah.
Your climate conditions in Delhi are changing.
I'll take two
But
callers.
then
Captain
sometimes
Christopher
people are
Verma from Mumbai. Captain Verma. Two callers tonight. Captain Verma. Captain Verma.
Arnav.
Sir.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay, first of all, to get to the point, should the judgment be reversed? The answer is yes. If you look at your voting, it is hovering around 95%.
95%. Yeah, 96%.
It was even 100% at one time.
It was, sir.
Arnav, hats off to you for your introduction on the subject.
Thank you.
You
sir.
articulated it so well, where I find it very difficult to comprehend how these people who are speaking against the motion here can even have that common sense that we should not demolish
So
this.
they're taking us for
There was
granted.
a time, Arnav, when I went to school in Delhi and I was breathing fresh air. I was in Delhi 2 days ago and I could hardly breathe. There's a gentleman earlier, I think his name is Mr. Jay. He mentioned that in the interest of national security, mining should be done. What national security? Does he even understand what national security is?
Yeah. No, sir, that's complete rubbish, sir. That's rubbish. I'm running short of time, but from Jabalpur, where I did my class 12, I have Major General Nishchay Raut who's calling. General.
Jai Hind, Arnab Goswami ji.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jai Hind. Arnab ji, first of all, thank you very much broaching this particular topic, because I was appalled. Actually, appalled is not the correct word. I was hurt to learn this particular judgment of the Apex Court.
Absolutely.
I really do not know, Arnab ji, where this idea of eating up Aravali came from.
I don't know, sir.
Maybe, I don't know whether it was real estate mafia or mining mafia, or maybe greed of the government to earn more revenue, or maybe I don't know. Maybe
Since private
greed of
sector will
people
make money,
involved.
sir, the government will allow it.
No, it came from the Rajasthan government in
Okay, so
2017 because of the bombing in mining.
I'm far over the time limit.
So
I'm
it
told.
basically genesis of this thing comes from Rajasthan government, and of course the other criteria was that the Haryana government came up with was that any hill that is 500 years younger is not Aravali.
No, sir, this is all.
500
So these are all the
million years
government.
younger is not Aravali.
Sir, the Haryana government did not create the Aravalis. The politicians should stay in their place. The Supreme Court should know its limits. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry if I've upset the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court also should stop getting into everything and allowing everything. How did the courts allow the destruction of the Aravalis? The nation wants to know. Honorable judges of the Supreme Court, the nation wants to know. See you tomorrow. Good night and goodbye. Sorry,
For a quick breather, Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Introducing the Phantom Black Edition by Grand Vitara. Nexa. Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। केसरिया समन जोगी।
Introducing the Phantom Black Edition by brand Vitara. Nexa.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
At 8 p.m. tonight, why the Parliament of India has failed the people of India. They had time to debate Vande Mataram, the G bill and everything else, but they didn't give a damn. They didn't give a damn to an issue that the country expected them to find a resolution on. And at 9 p.m. tonight, why the legalization of illegal mining in the Aravalis is the most dangerous thing that the government and the Supreme Court could have done. We elect the government. We support and respect the Supreme Court, but neither the Supreme Court of India nor the government has any right to destroy a mountain range. Today, I'm even more convinced that the politicians of this country don't care for you. Parliament does not care for you. The netas don't care for you. There is a merry mood in Parliament. All these big netas are celebrating, they are joking, they are preparing for Christmas season, they are going on their long break. 1.5-month break these people get, you and I don't get that. Look at the pictures, that's one shot. We can run the others as well. They're all dancing, they're having a great time, ladies and gentlemen. An absolutely great time. 25% of the people of this country are suffering and dying due to pollution. 30 crore people are dying every day due to pollution, dying a little bit more because of AQI. But the Parliament of India has effectively told the citizens of India that, listen, we're getting into our holidays, go to hell. I know the parliamentarians, the netas don't like me saying this, but this is the clearest expression. Go to hell is their attitude towards the people of India. Tomorrow, there's a symbolic private members bill, Friday, and I can tell you by 2 o'clock, Parliament is effectively over. And all the parliamentarians will go in their taxpayer-paid cars and fly business class back to their constituencies. You are paying for their business class tickets, you're paying for them. They've had fun, they've attacked each other, they've had fun, they've had drama, they've had walkouts. They've discussed G bill, they've discussed Vande Mataram. You kept expecting that one of them will make this an issue, that they will legislate. Now that they've had their winter fun, they are not answerable to you. And I want to tell you that AQI is not the government's priority. Ladies and gentlemen, why just blame the parliament, the government? Does the government care? Does the central government care? Does the Modi government care? This government has the time to argue in court and make a case on why a 5,000 crore paid immunity should be given to the Sandesara brothers, and why by paying 5,000 crores, they should be, all the criminal cases against them should be dropped. And today you will find that that news was out that the Sandesara brothers have no cases against them because government and Supreme Court had the time to discuss their case. They're important people. You see, you are not. Runaway fugitive billionaires are important, both for the government and for the Supreme Court. You are not. Sandesara brothers will have a great Christmas season, but you won't. I don't know what the priorities are anymore in this country. The government had even time to change the definition of what the Aravalli Mountains are, so that more multi-billionaires can come in and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars can be made by destroying a mountain range built over millions and hundreds of millions of years, so that more businessmen can make money mining bauxite in the Aravallis and destroying the natural habitat, environment, forest range, destroying the Aravallis. The government had the time, the Supreme Court had the time with the government to ensure that this becomes a reality, but they have no time for citizens. At least the government doesn't. Supreme Court at least heard them. I respect the Supreme Court, but I am a citizen of India. I have a right to disagree with what's going on in the Supreme Court, either, with the greatest of respect to the honorable judges. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Did the judge who was caught for taking cash go to jail? Did you get an answer on why we are being told 30 crore people can die a little bit more every day because of AQI? I sometimes feel this whole system is no longer answerable to you. As of tonight, I'm proud to say that 4,098 people through WhatsApp have said they will not vote for any political party. They will put NOTA because they didn't get the AQI they deserve. I know 4,098 is a small number. That's 0.006% maybe of the population of those who voted in the last general elections. But what if 4,000 becomes 40 lakh? What is 40 lakh becomes 4 crore? What is 4 crore becomes 40 crore? Ladies and gentlemen, trust me, if you join this movement, we can make the government and parliament and courts and everyone listen to us. So please tonight, pull out your phones, use your WhatsApp, look at what I'm putting as a public notification and say no AQI, no vote. I am going to put the number out live tonight. And I'd like to see, I can only request, I can request you to raise your voice. These people, the netas, the government, parliament, courts, all think that Arnab is fighting a lonely battle. Make me feel that it's not a lonely battle because I'm fighting for you tonight. Go on WhatsApp and say that you are angry. I'm saying this because of this map of India I will show you. This map is angry. This map of our country has gone deep orange and to crimson red. Those who say Vande Mataram, we respect Vande Mataram, but do we do enough for Mother India? The parliamentarians have failed you. They will close parliament tomorrow. They don't give a damn for you. They really don't care for you. Look at the map. They don't care for what you're going through because you've not consolidated yourself into a vote bank. And some people say, listen, Arnab, this is not our problem. The wind will come, the breeze will come, and the AQI will go down. I want to ask those people, do I vote for the breeze, for the wind, for nature, or do I vote for the government? The government is answerable tonight. Parliament is shutting down tomorrow, and by this action of arrogantly shutting down, they are telling you, basically, go to hell. And they are saying, go to hell to you because you did not shout enough. You still can. Your only weapon is your hashtag and your phone. Use that tonight. This is an emergency bigger than COVID. 60% of Indian districts are affected by poor AQI. 17.18 lakh died in 2022 because of poor AQI. And in that same year, 4,81,000 people died because of COVID. This means that AQI as a disease that's gone viral is 3 times bigger than COVID. Please wake up. I'm doing my bit, ladies and gentlemen. The politicians don't care. I have a clutch of letters I sent to these politicians, and I'm going to give them an empty chair. That's my only medium tonight. Rekha Gupta, the Delhi Chief Minister, does not care. I will give her an empty chair tonight. The Delhi Environment Minister, her deputy, Majinder Singh Sirsa, we try to confront him. He does not care. He's refused to come on my program. I will give him an empty chair tonight. I've written to the former Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal. He has refused to come on my program, and I will give him an empty chair tonight. Narendra Modi's Minister for Environment, who should have been more visible, and the Prime Minister should pull him up. Bhupender Yadav, his Minister of State, Kirti Vardhan Singh. We sent letters to both of them. They are not answering. If they come on my program, I'll take them on. But they have refused to join my program. I shall give them an empty chair tonight. I'm putting their names out so that you know who's answerable to you. Make them answerable to you. Remember, why do they not come? Why do I have to give them an empty chair? Because they think that I am alone. You need to make them realize that you're with me. There is no opposition in this country. Remember, there is effectively no opposition. We have an ineffective Rahul Gandhi busy visiting the BMW factory in Germany and making Insta reels. A non-serious politician, a non-politician. Just because we have no effective opposition, the government gets away with a lot. You need to make the government realize that you are the opposition. No AQI, no improvement in AQI, no vote. NOTA for AQI. I'm putting the hashtag out. Support me. Your voice, your phone, and this hashtag are your weapon. I'm just going to be a sutradhar in this, ladies and gentlemen. Just a sutradhar. But remember that while you suffer, the politicians are having a gala time. They are on chutti for the next 1.5 months. What can you do? You can make them feel guilty. You can force them to come out of break. You can tell them that we are not having a holiday, that we are breathing poison every day, that our children, our parents, our loved ones are breathing in poison, ruining their lives and their health. Make them answerable, ladies and gentlemen, before it's too late. NOTA for AQI. NOTA. Let's debate.
This is not fog. This is not winter haze either. This is the national capital breathing poison yet again. From severe to hazardous, the numbers are alarming. And yet, the lawmakers choose to look the other way. From renaming Mangreka to VBG Ramji.
मनरेगा का बदलने का या नाम बदलने का नहीं है, ये अपने हकूक है, राइट टू वर्क, ये जो हक हमने दिया था उस हक को छीन ले रहे हैं।
मैंने आग्रह किया कि मैं आपके एक एक प्रश्न का उत्तर दूंगा, लेकिन जैसा अमर्यादित आचरण का प्रदर्शन हुआ, कागज फाड़ के उछाले गए, आसंदी के सामने टेबलों पे चढ़ गए, क्या ये बापू जी के आदर्शों की हत्या नहीं है?
To vote chori outrage.
There is no bigger anti-national act that you can do than vote chori. Because when you destroy the vote, you destroy the fabric of this country.
The parliament has debated it all. All except the biggest health emergency. Even as the centre attempted to damage control by ordering that vehicles without valid PUC certificates will not be given fuel at the petrol pumps. The question remains, is it enough? With just one day left in the winter session of Parliament, a national debate on toxic air seems unlikely. But Republic refuses to look away. Through our campaign, NOTA for AQI, we amplify what millions are asking for, the basic right to breathe. Because clean air is not a luxury, and the right to breathe cannot wait.
debate tonight. I have 4 angry citizens and activists versus 4 politicians and political activists. And I request all tonight, we won't speak over each other. That's all. We will not speak over each other. All right? We will hear each other. That's all I want. And when I ask, because 8 people I can't manage otherwise, okay? We have Vimalendu Jha, fantastic. He's the founder of Switch India and one of the most leading environmental voices in the country. We have Yogita Bhayana, incredible social activist, powerful citizen voice tonight. We have the amazing Dr. Vikram Singh tonight, former DGP and a very powerful voice tonight. I will be joined by Kailash Vasudev, senior advocate of the Supreme Court in a while, I think. A political side tonight, to my extreme left is Charu Pragya, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And to her right, we have Nikhil Jain, who supports the Congress Party. To his right, we have Gaurav Chachra, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. And to my left, with some contraption out here, he's just put it on. We have Anmol Pawar of the Aam Aadmi Party. Anmol Pawar, what are you doing here, first of all? Since you're doing this attention-grabbing tactic, may I ask you, what is this? What is this?
It's not an attention-grabbing tactic. The people are suffering today. Delhi is choking. Delhi has become a gas chamber. Go and see the ICUs of Delhi hospitals. Yeah. You'll get to know the reality.
Why did Parliament in that case? Why did Parliament not have the time? Not have 1 minute then in that case, Yogita? They did not have 1 minute. I said Parliament has said to the citizens of India, go to hell tonight. Am I right in that expression? You would like to say something, Yogita?
He's wearing this. I appreciate that, but how many people can afford this? And secondly, when your government was there, you also did nothing. You slept over this issue, being the Delhi government. Now the parliamentarians are doing the same thing. They're just, you know, the frivolous issues they are raising, and they're doing nothing. And I feel ashamed that this is like genocide.
Okay.
We are on that emergency. People are dying. It is genocide. They are killing. Actually, they should be held responsible. We don't have any accountability. They are taking advantage. They have been chosen. They are relaxing. They are enjoying. They are enjoying the perks. They do nothing. I'm so unfortunate.
Can I get the others also? I'm going to. I just want. We're not going to.
And I appreciate you're wearing the mask. But how many people in this country where we die hungry can afford this mask?
See, that's the point. Today we have in the center we have BJP. In the state we have BJP. In MCD we have BJP. Mayor is of BJP. Deputy mayor is of BJP. 22 states BJP is ruling for last 12 years. For last 12 years in the central government BJP is ruling.
Anmol, we agreed. We agreed.
India is reeling under severe pollution.
In this kind of a debate, Yogita, in this kind of a debate, we'll have to stop in and.
People need this oxygen. People are dying.
Yeah. So I want to say this thing tonight, that this is not only Delhi. I am addressing the people of this country, people of India. The government of India is taking you for granted because there is no opposition that is effective and strong. Rahul Gandhi is busy visiting a limousine factory in Germany and making reels. There is no serious opposition in this country. And that's why anything can be done in this country. The Aravalis are being broken down. The Aravali range will be broken down. Imagine AQI will become 2,000. We'll all die. We'll all die, Vimalendu. And this is going to remain a political debate. Before I come to you, Vimalendu.
This is all red.
Yeah, it's terrible. I'll show the map. Before I come to you, Vimalendu, I just want to say, viewers, I've made a request to you. Please make me believe I'm taking on all of them together, all the political parties. You can't leave Republic alone in this, because why? We are fighting for you. So you need to use that WhatsApp. And digital team, please tell them where they can WhatsApp, and I'd like to see the numbers going up and the messages on the screen. We have a terrible public health emergency, ladies and gentlemen. Vimalendu, I'll put the map of the country out. This is a crazy situation we are living in. I am so angry with the parliament.
Absolutely.
So upset with the government.
Imagine last 3 weeks, we've actually been talking about it. We've been talking about cloud seeding, this, that, and the other. And every political party, as it was very rich, I would have believed what Anmol was actually talking about if till last year they would have done something. For 10 years they were in power. And today BJP is doing the same thing. So irrespective of the reality is that it's actually a pan-India problem. The Parliament of India should have been discussing this, but they haven't found time at all. They haven't found time. They have other issues to discuss. They had Vande Mataram. They had other issues to discuss. But the lungs of our children don't have a say at all in this entire crisis. And as you rightly said, that while we're talking about it, the natural barrier for Aravalli, suddenly the Supreme Court believes and the government believes that anything which is lesser than 100 meters is no more Aravallis, which primarily means...
Can you imagine what's going to happen?
Absolutely, and that's the only thing that we have between
Today you are sitting in Delhi. I'm so angry with the Supreme Court. I have the very respected Kailash Vasudev, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court, who has come in right now. The politicians have tried to distract the people of India into all kinds of relatively irrelevant issues. I have respect, but this is not the time to have a Vande Mataram debate. This is not the time to have a Jiramji debate. This is not the time to joke. This is not the time to call off Parliament. We are in a national emergency while this is happening. Kailash Vasudev, while this is happening, quietly the Supreme Court allows immunity for the Sandesara brothers. They're allowed to get away. It's tomorrow, Vijay Mallya will ask for the same thing. And quietly, the Supreme Court also says anything below 100 meters is not Aravalli. So you can basically, every builder who has money can go to the government, get permission and break down the Aravalli mountains built over 750 million years. When that happens, Mr. Vasudev, we're all finished. People in Delhi will have to get out of Delhi. This is all going to be one. The desertification will be uncontrollable. We're all going to die. But some few people will make a lot of money tonight. What's going on in this country? Mr. Vasudev. Good evening, sir. No problems.
Pollution and traffic.
Yeah.
Now the position is that we are dealing...
It's a bit louder, sir.
We are dealing with a situation which is unparalleled in our system.
Yeah.
A bit of a background, if you give me 2 minutes. Everybody wants to come to Delhi, whether it's the Greeks, the Mughals, the English, or anyone, because this is a city located in the world's largest single agricultural belt in the world, the Indo-Gangetic Plain. Where the Indo-Gangetic Plain was an agricultural sector, we have now made it a commercial center. Buildings, high-rises are coming up every place, unregulated, without any system. Supreme Court came into the picture first with rural litigation in 1984-86, Justice Bhagwati, then started the MC Mehta chain, then came the conservation of forest cases. In none of the cases have the courts been able to regulate anything at all. We have permitted all sorts of things, reversed our positions, altered our angles and everything. May I just show you a photograph of Delhi, which I've been able to get? I'll ask your staff.
We'll get that on. Yes. In the meantime, maybe we can show the map of India, the maps of Delhi, with the graphics are all ready. Yes, sir.
The reversal by the Supreme Court of its own judgment for the purposes of describing the Aravallis has been a disaster and will be a disaster.
But why is the Supreme Court, why are the judges doing these things? So why are they doing things which will, why is the Honorable Supreme Court, instead of defending the rights of the people of this country, allowing our country's environment to be destroyed forever? I'm sorry to say this, but what specific knowledge do their honorable judges have that allows them? What gives them the right? Who authorizes, sir, the Supreme Court of India to dilute the definition of the Aravalli Mountains at a time when we are dying of AQI?
There is an answer to that.
So this is just going too far. Supreme Court is taking everything into their own hands, sir.
No, every court is taking things into their own hands because they are being driven into it.
So they're not
because of the infrastructure developments, because of the political considerations, because
no,
of
but
the
we go back
builders.
to AQI, sir. Let's go back to the AQI issue because I'm discussing Aravallis later. But
come back to the AQI and I'll show you what I mean by this whole situation. The reason is this. We have changed the forest definition to a green cover definition. Now, the forests are something which are defined under the Forest Act for a specific purpose. We have now changed that to say there must be green areas. Now, a green area is not a forest. A park is not a forest. But we are notifying them to be protected forests under the Forest Act. For what reason, I don't know.
My point is, sir, I need people to know. So this is, see, the reason is we're going to be finished, sir, as a country, as a population, if this goes on. You know, people in Delhi are breathing 10 times, 20 times permissible limits. You may not realize this today. Charu Pragya, you say oh, we are politicians, we are suffering too.
Just to add to what he was actually talking about, yes. So sorry about this, but also, as the Parliament has been postponing this conversation, yes. Supreme Court also actually took almost 2 to 3 weeks, did not find time to hear this matter at all. And also, by the way, if the Chief Minister of Delhi does not know what is AQI or what IQ is, even the predecessor Chief Justice, while he was actually giving judgments and orders on the Aravali and other things, did not know what PM 2.5 is. And in fact, it's the same Supreme Court that reversed the order of old vehicles yesterday, actually allowed old vehicles, allowed firecrackers, for heaven's sake, which actually green firecrackers.
But does it make any sense that you say a BS5 vehicle coming into Delhi will destroy the pollution situation in Delhi, but you can destroy the Aravali mountains in the meanwhile?
And the lawyers
destroy the Aravali mountains.
Lawyers
can work for home. Citizens can die. I don't know why Prime Minister Narendra Modi is not intervening on this. I'm sorry, but we're asking for leadership here. So we are in a national health emergency. The Prime Minister no less, must intervene in this matter, because I have not heard a word. And I'm giving my first empty chair tonight to Bhupendra Yadav, Central Narendra Modi's Minister for Education. May I ask you, Charu Pragya, where is the Union Minister for Environment? I am asking you tonight, in all seriousness, Charu Pragya, you come and take the brickbats rightly on behalf of your party. We are all suffering. We haven't heard a word from the Union Minister for Environment, Dr. Bhupendra Yadav, who I told was one of the hopefuls for the BJP president's position. I was told he's in the race to be BJP president. Well, best of luck to him. You already got a working BJP president. Where is the Union Environment Minister? The nation wants to know where he is tonight. Charu Pragya. The nation wants to know where the Union Minister of State for Environment is tonight. The nation wants to know where the Delhi Chief Minister is tonight. You cannot. I don't care about Arvind Kejriwal tonight. I want to know where Narendra Modi's Union Minister for Environment is.
He must be in some country sitting there enjoying the right air quality. He travels the world. He enjoys the best air quality. And when he comes back to the PM, also he enjoys the best purifiers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that. Where are they in India?
Charu, on air, please. No, I've given him an empty chair tonight. That empty chair belongs rightfully to the missing Minister for Environment, Bhupendra Yadav, because there is a feeling I got that in the BJP government, your ministers no longer feel answerable to the people of India. And this arrogance, and that I want to ask you, how did you allow Parliament to shut without the decency, Charu Pragya, put that down, without the decency? Decency is the word, the simple decency to have a debate and time on the subject. How did you shut down Parliament? I say on behalf of the people of India, reopen Parliament now. Reopen Parliament. This is a public issue. We people of India say, am I right here, sir? We say reopen the Parliament. Let the Minister for Education come on the floor of Parliament and answer. The people of India, bring them, make them answerable to us. Do not give me this. Do not give me the. What is it?
Minister of State for Environment, floor of the House said, no one dies.
I'm sorry. Where is the Minister for Environment? Where is the Minister for Environment in the Modi government?
No one dies.
There's no rhetoric. I'm sorry. She says to us tonight, that it's rhetoric. Is it? I'm sorry. As far as I know, I think the problem is. I think
there are 1.5 billion people.
There are 1.5 billion people. Forget the other panelists. How am I going to be heard? Defend here.
But
why
Charu,
nobody speaks in the
Did the Minister of State for Environment, just 1 second,
if they can't
did the Minister of State for Environment tell the Parliament that no one in India dies or falls ill because of air pollution? Is that true or no? Just say that. So do you think, is any one of us, is your throat hurting? Is your eyes hurting? Is it because of air pollution? Because that's what they're saying.
I'm going to repeat myself. There are 9 people in this studio.
There are 1.5 billion people in this country whose throat is gone.
I am getting there. Yes,
Where
all
are
the
you
viewers
getting?
are
You're
waiting for
denying
me to
everything.
answer. Are you going to let me get a word in or just scream all
course,
around
but
me?
it's not just
Because
about
if you don't want me to
Reality
answer,
is
then tell me.
the testimony
Tell
is the
me.
lungs of our children
Because
who
all
cry
9 of
and
you
the
will be
parliament
asking
doesn't
questions of
function.
me. I
Our
should be
Minister of
allowed an
Environment
answer,
is
right?
missing.
What's the point of this debate otherwise?
I'll tell you
what's
the point of the debate. Charu, just one minute.
We have elected you to clean our air.
Because I'm a practitioner in the art of putting pressure on governments. And I ask you, 1 minute, Charu, I'm not going to shout at you. I'll just say this tonight. Your accountability is to the businessmen or to the people. I'll put it very bluntly, you may not like it. There are businessmen. I don't know who, but there are businessmen, and I'm sure not small businessmen, because small businessmen can't break a mountain range. The big guys will come in. Absolutely. The biggest guys will come in to break a mountain range so that we can die even earlier. And the big businessmen, there was a planning board of the National Capital Region which declared natural conservation zones in the Aravalis in 2021. You promised to the people of India you will conserve the Aravalis. Now the missing Minister for Environment, right, has, okay, don't go by semantics. They are metaphorically missing. Allow me. The missing Minister for Environment has adopted a new definition for India's oldest mountain system and submitted it to the Supreme Court, which has quickly delivered a judgment saying this is no longer the Aravalis. Go break it. And I want to ask you, that was priority for you. Yes. Breaking, one minute. Charu, listen here, look here. Breaking a mountain range to allow businessmen to make huge skyscrapers there and maybe thousands and tens and hundreds of thousands of crores was #1 priority for you, so that there can be more desertification, more pollution, and people can die more sooner. That was priority for you. But where was the priority? All I'm asking for is that extend and reopen our parliament to discuss our issues. These are our issues. The BJP is no longer used to answering the people of India. You have to answer. Yeah, but you feel answerable?
Yes, I'm
answering. You feel answerable?
I am answering.
Do you feel answerable? When I sat with Rahul Gandhi in 2014, Rahul Gandhi didn't feel answerable.
Right,
you know they wiped him out of power. Are you answerable to us? Are you answerable to us?
I'll just take the mic off.
Why will you be? Why you'll protest? You'll walk out of my show.
You don't want me to
I'm asking, are you answerable to us?
I am. I'm trying to answer, not just to you, but to the country. That's my job. Let me do my job. May I please? So those who are saying, why is all of this happening? Let me put some things in intelligent perspective for you. Movement from BS4 to BS6 vehicles, it was done for environmental reasons. Largest network of metro in the world, it was done for a reason. Making sure that we are upping our capacity for solar energy, for wind energy. I'm coming to that. Vimlendu, don't speak over me. Like I said, and I'm going to repeat this, 9 of you in this studio and crores outside are waiting for an answer, right? You can all scream all over me. Have me here as a spectator. That's not helping everyone. Let me finish my flow of thought. All of this is done to help India in the long run. Yes, short-term measures are also being taken. If you want, I will list them all out for you. Those who raise this question, why blame the older government? Arnav will ask me this and I will start from there. And because my friend here is sitting in full tamasha mode learning from Arvind Kejriwal, let me add that. When the previous government forgets to make the payment for Metro Phase 4 and that expenditure falls upon the next government, it counts. It counts. When the previous government is given money by
I know the nature of this. I will come to you. All I'll ask is, 1 minute. No, Anmol, please. I am intervening. This was a promise. No, 1 minute. Nobody intervenes now. I am saying a point. Don't disturb. I am channelizing this. I am channelizing this. Charu, do not shout over me. Charu, do not shout over me. You promised you would not shout over me. You do not. You're Nikhil, look here. Nikhil, look here. 1 minute. We don't want that. Wait. Charu, look here at me. Don't shout. Now you don't disturb me. I'm speaking. No, not now. Charu, I'm asking you a simple question.
And I want to say
Charu, I'm asking you a simple question. No, you don't.
Well.
I'll tell you one thing. You got a dossier. Wait a minute, everyone. Charu Pragya, the national spokesman BJP, has come with a dossier of information she wants to read out.
I want 150 crore people in this country. They have to live somewhere. They need energy. They need food.
Okay, fine.
Thank you. Tell me that
Can you not give me?
the other?
Why are you shouting over me? Why are you talking like this? I'm asking a question. All I'm asking is tonight that, see, you say that, Arnab, it's not magic. We are elected people. Politicians, you know how they talk? We are elected people. People have voted us. We know. What do you petty journalists know? You petty people, what do you know? I ask you this. All I'm asking, Charu Pragya, is give me a date. Give me a date. Charu, I'm speaking. I'm asking you, give me a date. Give me a date. Give me a date. Give me a goddamn date by when. Give me a date by when you will fix the problem. Give me a date by when. I'm asking Vikram saying, am I wrong in asking? Give me a date and take Anmol off air producers because I don't want the ambient levels to go wrong. Give me a date. I'm asking for a date for a solution. One more year of this, there will be millions more who will die. I'm asking for a date. Am I asking for too much, Vikram Singh?
Certainly not, Arnab. What you're asking is absolutely the requirement.
Give me a date.
Charuji, I would be very happy. It is not in our interest to rattle off statistics.
Numbers.
Nor to apportion blame on each other. I hold each and every political party responsible for the mess we are in. I am the senior most person sitting in this hall, and I would dare say I have never felt so suffocated, helpless, with my eyes burning as I am feeling today. Well, I am on the grace period. You all are not. You have a long life to go. All of you have decades and decades to work. Please be kind to yourself, because what you're doing to yourself and to your children,
and that empty
heavens
chair,
forbid, you are showing us the black.
That empty chair, once again, viewers, that empty chair, you can close up on it. Close up, please. That empty chair belongs to the Union Minister for Environment. I would have expected the Central Minister of Environment to be on my program. I would have expected him to send his Minister of State. I would have expected the Delhi Chief Minister to be there. I would have expected them to be there here to answer the people. Now, where do you expect to get the news? Are you going? Do you think Doordarshan will do a program like this? Do you think Doordarshan is going to question the central government? Do you think the anchors on Doordarshan who are paid, I don't know, 15 crore rupees nowadays, I'm told, 15 crore rupee anchors paid by the government are going to ask this question tonight? They won't. They won't. We will ask the questions tonight, right? Because, you know, I don't expect a 15 crore anchor of the government to ask this question tonight. Arnab is asking this question because I'm giving them the turn. I'm giving them the turn. Gaurav Chachra.
Please ask them.
Why should you tell me what I should ask them?
Cities Ghaziabad, Noida, Bahadurgarh, Hapur, Greater Noida, Bagpat, Sonipat, Meerut and Rohtak, all are ruled by them. And when they are blaming the Aam Aadmi Party, they must read their own manifesto. This page number 10 says that in bold letters, that our government will not make any excuse or blame others for the problem related to pollution. Now they are blaming.
What you can do is, what you can do to help me, what you can do, 1 minute, what you can do to help me is take all I'm asking you to do, is to take your phone or your mobile instrument close to the screen, use that scan pledge, use the WhatsApp pledge. While in the last 30 minutes, 700 more people have said, we will vote NOTA. We will not vote for any of you. Congress, SP, AAP, BJP, we will not. Because you have failed us. Reopen Parliament on this subject. Gaurav Chachra, Gaurav's turn.
Parliamentarians.
Reopen Parliament on this.
None of them spoke. I'll tell you.
Yogita, Nikhil.
I'll tell you. Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi.
Tell.
50-50.
What is your blueprint?
Yogita and Nikhil. Chacha, wait. I'll come to you. Only two right now, Chacha. It's only Nikhil and Yogita. Calm down. No, Chacha, gotta wait. I'm coming to you after. Two on screen. Two.
Because you're opposition, right?
Yeah.
They kill on air.
For you and Charuji, okay, you are an opposition, the biggest opposition. Where is the blueprint? What do you think the solution is? I want to ask you.
The leader of opposition. No, that is for the opposition. That is for the opposition.
No, one of you
are friends
together.
Can I please answer?
Charu is answering me.
Tell us how.
Charu and Yogita only on screen now. Put the pledge line.
Tell us how can we improve air quality?
Yes, I am coming
we
there,
can live
Yogita.
longer.
You asked a question and it's a constructive question. Thank you for raising that. Thank you for raising that point, and it's a constructive question. Delhi government, the first thing it did when it came into power...
Delhi government did. I'm asking you, what can you do to improve do air quality,
I'm coming there. Yogita.
I'm asking you also as opposition, what can you do? Please tell us. No more
I can't get into a screaming match.
Tell us what you can
to
do.
answer you.
Tell us what you can
Update
do.
the numbers.
Tell us what you can do.
One minute. Don't speak over each other.
Yes.
Vimlendu, I'm coming right after this. Put the window on Vimlendu. The answer from Charu. Producers, listen to me. Vimlendu is on air. Charu is on air. You will speak to each other, not at each other. Calm down.
Thank you.
Calm down. 1 minute.
Now-
Charu's turn.
Central Pollution Control Board, it has been revamped. There is work happening there. National Clean Air Policy, funds have been allocated. 130 plus countries, cities in our country, apart from the main metros, have been included in that. All this that I was talking about, whether it is metros, whether it is apps to make carpooling easier. No, I'm coming there. Yogita, understand, there have to be a two-pronged approach. There is a short-term approach, there is a long-term approach, and you have to tackle both. You cannot build. So are you trying to tell me metro network has not expanded? Is that what you're saying? Are you trying to tell me that clean energy network has not expanded?
Okay, 1 minute. Just one. I would give the floor. Yogita, 1 minute. Charu, now let's be brief. The only point is tonight.
So I just want to make...
You are
a failure, government.
Yogita.
Failure opposition. You're the failure oppositions. You are complete failures, all of you. You are failing the kids. You're failing every citizen. You're killing us.
Can I please answer? Can I please answer now?
You're murderers.
Can I please answer?
You're murderers.
Is that all you want to do?
Yes, saying you're murderers because people die.
Solutions or not?
Yes.
Arnab, can I
People
please
die.
answer the solution? Yes, people are dying.
Boy, you know how many children died? You know how many children died? Nikhil,
Arnab, that is exactly what the opposition wanted to discuss in the parliament. But you were not willing to listen. You are today sitting here saying the opposition was not doing anything. What my friend Anmol today is doing, all the opposition members of parliament were doing. Leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi protested in the parliament. He said we need to discuss it as a national
And then you travel abroad
emergency.
and you fly abroad.
If the government is not letting a discussion happen, what do you want the government to do? This is the same government when Arvind Kejriwal said that we please reduce GST on air purifiers because they are now an essential. Arvind Hooda raised his voice. Akhilesh Yadav raised his voice.
Viewers, I want to understand. Can you not? I'm saying to Nikhil, don't shout. Nikhil, can you not shout here, please? Update the numbers. Producers, update the numbers. A question I have tonight is this. See, please, 1 minute. Vikramji, can I have your attention, please? I feel that for this government, on this issue, and why government, I would say for the politicians, there is no urgency when it comes to people issues because you believe, and don't interrupt, you believe that through a combination of social welfare schemes and subsidies, you manage your vote banks. And on other issues, you believe that mobilization on other subjects, whether that be religion or linguistic differences or a combination of caste factors, is the way to get elected. Now, I just want to remind every politician tonight, there is also a way they have forgotten. Charu, listen to me carefully. My experience in journalism teaches me that politicians forget the other thing. They know how to get elected. They forget how they can get unelected. You are not caring for the people. I'd say this to you, that there was an urgency with which the government sorted out things for the Sandesara borders. There was an urgency with which you approached the issue which will allow the destruction of the Aravalli mountain range forever. But when 35 crore people are living in a health emergency, the feeling among you is of tiredness that why is Republic raising this issue? Why is that empty chair there today? Gaurav Chachra, that empty chair signifies politicians' approach towards the media.
Beijing in China was more polluted than Delhi. जब चीन ने कर दिखाया तो दिल्ली क्यों नहीं कर दिखा रही? मैं बताता हूँ, आपके पास एयर पोल्यूशन प्रिवेंशन एंड कंट्रोल एक्शन प्लान क्या है? आज दिल्ली एनसीआर का हिस्सा, मैं बोल रहा हूँ, मेरे बीच में मत बोलिए प्लीज, मुझे भी पूरा मौका दिया जाए. लेट मी स्पीक प्लीज. आज दिल्ली एनसीआर के हिस्से में राजस्थान आता है, हरियाणा आता है, उत्तर प्रदेश आता है और दिल्ली है. चारों राज्य में किसकी सरकारें हैं? भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने यहाँ के लोगों को मरने के लिए छोड़ दिया है। वोट तो एक्स्ट्रा ले लिए इन्होंने, सीटें बढ़ा के सरकार बना ली, लेकिन हमारी जिंदगी घटा दी इन्होंने। इनके काले कारनामे हैं जो दिल्ली पूरी काली कर दी है। पॉल्यूशन से लोग हो रहे हैं बीमार, पर सरकार का उधर नहीं है ध्यान, बस नाम बदलने में लगी है सरकार। इसीलिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी पे सभी को है धिक्कार। आज हमारे बच्चे मर रहे हैं, आगे हमारा भविष्य बिल्कुल अंधकार में, हमारे बच्चों की आयु कम हो सकती है। हमारे अंदर क्या चल रहा है किसी को नहीं पता है। पॉल्यूशन की वजह से हो रहा है, एयर पॉल्यूशन की वजह से। आज दिल्ली की सरकार चुप है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो नियर बाय की सरकार है सब चुप है। उनके पास क्या एक्शन प्लान है? इनके जो काले कारनामे, इसी वजह से आज मैं काला पहन के आया हूं।
योगिता इज गुड क्वेश्चन। योगिता पूछिए,
आपकी पार्टी से किसी ने उठाया पार्लियामेंट में?
माननीय राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष अखिलेश यादव जी ने मुद्दा उठाया
पार्लियामेंट में।
खुद आए थे नोएडा, उन्होंने बोला कि नोएडा में जब पत्तियों में देखा,
बस बोला,
कितनी मिट्टी है।
प्रोटेस्ट
अरे बोले और क्या करें, सरकारों से क्या
झगड़ा किया?
सरकार में आज कौन है? आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार है। सरकार तो आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी की है। वो लोग क्यों नहीं काम कर रहे हैं? सिर्फ जनता को गुमराह करना और छल कपट और झूठ की राजनीति करना, वोट लेके जनता के सीट पे बैठना आता है इनको। सत्ता क्या? सत्ता की मलाई चाटना आता है, जनता के लिए काम करना नहीं आता इनको। इनको सिर्फ सत्ता की मलाई चाटना आता है।
दिस इज अ पॉलिटिकल
सारा एनवायरनमेंट के लिए करता है, उसे आप यूपा में डाल के जेल में डाल देते हो सोनम वांगचुक को। आपको शर्म आनी चाहिए बहुत।
आज आप क्या कर रहे हो? आपका एक्शन क्या है?
I now want to open up to calls. 1 minute. Rajesh Chaudhary is calling from Pune. Volume should be high, and I want to tell you 2,000 more people have joined in the last 20 minutes. Her minute, every minute 100 people. In every second more than one person. सुनिए, आप लोग कहते हैं ना, गौरव जी आप लोग क्या कहते हैं, ये मीडिया क्या है, ये चैनल वाले क्या है, इनकी जरूरत ही नहीं है। हम सोशल मीडिया में चलाते हैं, हमारी ट्विटर हैंडल है। I am telling you, the media is the only opposition in this country. And I'm also telling you, don't think Charu Pragya, 15 crore anchor is not the opposition. There is Republic. It's not the 15 crore anchor which will ask you a question. And I want to ask you tonight, every second 2 people are joining this initiative.
You didn't support the opposition then. Arnab, the same opposition was asking for a debate on pollution, but you didn't support the opposition then. Today you are here to sling mud on the opposition when Arvind Kejriwal, Akhilesh Yadav, Rahul Gandhi, all these...
You guys will only have a political debate. What will you do?
Political debate. No.
What will you do? You'll have a political debate.
Let's have a discussion as a national health emergency crisis. We've been talking about pollution as a serious issue.
Is on the debate,
but then you want to back the government when it comes to Vande Mataram or some jingoistic issue or some religious issue. When this same Bhupender Yadav goes to Bihar, when he goes to Bihar...
Keep quiet. You've done nothing. You've done nothing. I will question you too. I will question you too. I will question your minorityism. I will question your appeasement politics. I will question your approach. I will question your crony capitalism. You people are the masters of crony capitalism. You sold the country when you were in power. You are sellers of the country. Anmol is on the debate. Anmol, take him off. Anmol and Kailash Vasudev. 1 minute. Kailash, 1 minute. 1 minute. Calm down, everyone. I want Kailash ji to have a word in after that.
At the moment, we've come here to discuss AQI, and we are adding noise pollution to it.
Please, sir.
Let's be rational about what we have to say. AQI is a situation which has been bugging the North since 2000. No political party, no authority, whether it's the pollution control boards, whether it is the National Capital Region boards, whether it is the planning boards of the cities, have taken any action. I'll give you examples. You look at Chandigarh, still safe because green trees have been protected.
Yeah.
You are not allowed to cut trees. You travel into Mohali, it's a destroyed city. You travel further down towards Ambala, it's gone bad. You travel from Delhi towards Jaipur, it's gone. Gurgaon has now become a city-concentric building area where only commercial interests are playing. The cities have gone off green cover.
Tell me what will happen? Just for a moment, sir, I have to take callers. Imagine, just coming to you right away. I'll tell you. To channelize the debate, I want all schools and all colleges to tell their students to do projects on what will happen if the government allows, and they have already allowed, the destruction of the Aravalli mountain range. I think the Prime Minister has to intervene. I request the Prime Minister of India to intervene to save the Aravalli mountains. from whatever is going on. It is not right. Political parties did not create the Aravalli Mountains. They have no right to destroy them. Rajesh Chaudhary from Pune. Rajesh Chaudhary after that. Mr. Chaudhary, please.
Yeah.
I will come to you. Mr.
Good
Chaudhary.
evening. Good evening,
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Oh, I'm 65-year-old plus. Staying in Pune. On 14th, I was running 10K in Pune. And then the evening, I went to Delhi. The status was 15th of this month, I was coughing. 16th, I was like, my lungs were congested. 16th, next day, yesterday, my wife was throwing out sputum with the traces of blood. Can't we have a fundamental right to breathe? And these politicians who are sitting on your channel are all fighting for vote bank politics. If in case they can draft a common charter of the AQI, let that be a 10-year plan.
So, Mr. Chaudhary, things are going to get worse because they are going to start now slowly destroying the Aravalli Mountains. You know what will happen then, sir? Imagine from Gujarat to Delhi, the Aravalli Mountains are going to be destroyed, 90% of it. On our news debate desk, you can see calls are coming in and we are picking them up. I'd like to go to our next caller, Colonel Mahesh from Delhi. Colonel Mahesh. Colonel Mahesh, are you there, sir?
Yes, I'm there. Can you hear me?
I can. Thank you.
Good evening. Firstly, compliments to you, Arnav, for taking the government to task on this very important issue. My general question to all the politicians is that they are all playing a blame game and playing lip service as far as the citizen is concerned. But particularly to Charu Pagya, who's the spokesperson of BJP, I want to ask her, don't you realize that this is not a Delhi-centric problem? This is a national problem. Why has the Prime Minister not declared a national emergency?
Yeah.
That is one.
Please
and
answer.
why are you coming
just
out
wait a
with
minute. Colonel, why has the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, not declared a national emergency? Pretty straightforward question. Please.
The efforts being made to mitigate this issue are nationwide. This is what I'm trying to say. The Environment Minister convening every meeting is ensuring there is work happening on ground every day. There is no escaping from... No,
Vimlendu is stepping in.
Is that all evening it's very easy to blame the other, and please blame Arvind Kejriwal for inaction for sure. Yeah. One minute, let me finish. One thing that we need to acknowledge that this is a pan-India problem. Delhi is not the only polluted city that we're talking about. One. Second, that we need to acknowledge that this is not just about comfort, luxury, recreation. Breathing is not a recreation in that sense, right? And there are 1.5 million people who are dying. Hospitals are telling us that people and elderly are actually running out of breath and are in ICU. What more evidence do you need? Do you know one thing, that the number of people who die because of air pollution are higher than people who die because of malaria or other things. So proportionate action. You were talking about CPCB.
Well,
you know there's
50%. Your argument
50% vacancy. Do you know this thing, Pragya, you were talking about CPCB is the body. Do you know most CPCB has 50% vacancy? You were talking about budget. Do you know the national budget of Clean Air Program is 19,000 crores for 6 years for 130 cities? On an average, that comes to 25 crores.
Okay,
Wait. Can I finish? And RTI says that majority of that fund is unspent. Also, the RTI says that 90% of that money is actually spent. From that spent amount, 90% of that money is spent on sprinklers. That is PM10. How about PM 2.5? Dust control. So the coal thermal power plants, the RTI, just 1 second. Let's understand the science of pollution. 1 second. Wait.
Yes, thank you. At least somebody is talking about the science of pollution, not harping on about press conferences, no matter what happens. This is more than a press conference. The Prime Minister is working around the clock, not disappearing like other leaders.
We should do a press conference. It's a high time.
He's accounted for.
There are 15
thermal
power plants in the immediate 300-kilometer periphery that do not follow sulfur dioxide norms. Can you please, after this, call the Environment Minister, the Power Minister, the Prime Minister, and least that they can do is shut that down. Can you do that? So, this data, itna kiya, for me, my judgment, I'll judge you only on two parameters, or the country will judge you only on two things, not on your 120 list of what you've done. Because clearly, what you have done has not worked. Otherwise, India would not be red.
See, I'll tell you one thing. The reason is because on Vikram Singh, on a lighter note, the reason why the government gets away is A, because there is no opposition. B, those who are left in the opposition are like Shashi Tharoor, Shashi Tharoor is putting his job application to the BJP every morning, so he's not going to ask questions out here. Vikram Singh, what's your broad thought? Why is it become so extreme? And I get a sense that should Parliament extend? Have one-day debate on Saturday
this should
on the
be
subject.
treated as emergency number one, because nothing could be more disastrous than this. This is an unmitigated disaster, and we have dealt with kid gloves. Today is the time for national emergency and putting a best foot forward. To the contrary, I feel that we are behaving like Rip Van Winkle sleeping over the problem, presuming that some fairy will decide. No, not at all. Unless we decide to act in the next 72 hours, I think it is a catastrophe.
In India, you know what we're talking about. Every third child has asthma. So whatever that we have done, it's not enough. That's the only prayer that I have for you. That, it's not enough. You might have done metro, you have done enough, but the fact that if India has become the most polluted country and 1.5 million people are dying, every third child has pulmonological challenge, people are losing 10 years, that statistics is stronger, more worrisome than your list of things that you've done.
Agreed.
And also, I take offense,
Charu,
but I take offense from one part. Of course, the environment minister didn't say anything. Are you tell me, as a citizen, when the state minister says no one dies in India because of air pollution? Did he say that or not? Yes or no? And also the environment minister says India's standard, India's AQI standard should be different. Why? Is Indian lung made of steel?
Come on, Charu,
this will not follow WHO standards.
Can I answer that? Air pollution in every part of the country is for various reasons. Reasons of industrialization. Yes. Maybe reasons of some bad habits that have continued for very long. Yes. But are
ladies and gentlemen, as I close this debate.
That's exactly what I'm asking.
Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute. Anmol!
It just does not make any sense.
Anmol!
Road transport budget is 2,87,000.
Where are you going?
How much is air budget? Can you tell me now? Can you tell me what is the air quality budget or air quality mitigation?
Okay, Vimle.
The road budget is 3 lakh crores.
100 crores.
Sorry,
for Delhi alone, 2,700 crores.
India.
But I am telling you for Delhi, I'm giving you the number.
How much?
I'm trying to tell you 2,700 crores. You are completely going to write off.
2,700 crores?
2,700 crore, Delhi's plan. Yes.
10,000. So your personal BJP fund
pollution control.
Anyway, I'm closing in right now. I'm closing in right now, please.
You should not have.
Come on, Anmol, close the debate right now, ladies and gentlemen. Since I've run short of time, I will only say this to you viewers. I am proud to say that every minute of this debate, we have 4,000 more people. We have 4,000 more people who have said they will have NOTA for AQI. They will not vote for any political party. And at 9 p.m. tonight, why the government must stop the destruction of the Aravalli Mountains. It's a huge issue. You need to get involved when I'm back.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा।
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी।
every day.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH।
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी, चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा, आर प्योर मसाला।
On the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin by saying that without the slightest shred of exaggeration, let me deliver the headline to you. Rules have been changed in our country which will allow big billionaire companies, huge billionaire companies, big businessmen, very big businessmen, to destroy a mountain range. Just destroy it. Now, the government may say, the court may say, they're not going to destroy it. But the rules have been changed in a way that even if they destroy it, we can't do anything about it. I'm talking about the Aravalli range. This is 2 billion years old, and I'm sorry, with the greatest of respect to the Supreme Court of India, the Supreme Court of India did not make the Aravalli range. With the greatest of respect to the elected government of India, the presently elected government of India was not there 2 billion years back when the Aravallis were formed. A 1.6 billion year old ancient ecological shield stretching 700 kilometers across northwest India, which is part of the history of India, which is part of the ecology of India, which is part of the subcontinent we call the Indian subcontinent. The Supreme Court says that anything below 100 meters is not Aravallis. It's a low-lying range. The Supreme Court says anything below 100 meters is not Aravallis. Now, what does that allow? Because according to this ruling, only landforms 100 meters or higher are designated Aravalli districts. They will qualify as Aravalli Hills. Everything below that is expendable, legally expendable. So you can just bring the bulldozers and roll them over. You can destroy them. And we, the citizens of India, can't open our mouth about it. I thought this was a democracy. If this is a democracy, I want to know under what rule of democracy can you destroy a 2 billion year old ecological formation, a living mountain system, that you change the rules to allow it to be brought down to rubble. And the Supreme Court and the government come with a new definition. that anything below this is not part of the Aravali range. With the greatest of respect to the Supreme Court, I want to ask them, the honorable judges, and it's a legit question from Arnab Goswami to the Supreme Court of India. Honorable judges, who authorized the court to dilute the definition of the Aravalis? Honorable judges, on what constitutional authority does the Supreme Court convert a continuous geological system into a real estate-friendly contour map? Honorable Supreme Court of India, honorable judges, did government silently welcome this definition? Because everything below 100 meters now will become expendable, which means real estate giants can destroy the Aravalis and turn it into golf courses. Golf courses. Surrounded by 100 crore flats, close to the National Capital Region. Just imagine the amount of real estate that's opening up. Ladies and gentlemen, then foreign investors will come, team up with real estate companies, and real estate companies have a lot of political involvement in our country. We all know that. And by changing a definition, you will destroy the map of India. How is this being allowed? And if you question it, you'll be told, oh, you're NGO type. No. You're environment type. No. Does the BJP not talk about Paryavaran? Does the Prime Minister of India not say, keep talking about protecting the rivers, the geology, the living heritage of this country? Ladies and gentlemen, a country's civilization is not just politics or only politics. Civilization is heritage, and Aravalis are our heritage. No government, no Supreme Court can destroy it. I call tonight with the greatest of respect for a rethink on this by the government, and there are legal ways in which this can be put under review, and the Supreme Court of India should constitute a review on this. Because just because a 3-judge bench decided this, it cannot be the last word. The most population nation in the world, our future is at stake because of this. Ladies and gentlemen, in Rajasthan, where the Aravalis are most extensive, let me give you the uncomfortable arithmetic. There are 12,081 hills. Only 1,048 are above 100 meters. This means that just 8%, 8.7% of the Aravalis are protected. 90% of the Aravalis in Rajasthan can now be turned into golf courses and huge real estate projects, infrastructure building. Imagine the amount of money some big businessmen are going to make. Ladies and gentlemen, remember one thing, only Republic can ask this question. The corporate media cannot ask this question. The political media cannot ask this question. The 15 crore anchor paid by the government of India cannot ask this question. But I'm asking this question on your behalf. Who gains when 90% of a mountain range is removed from protection? Certainly not farmers. Certainly not our cities choking on dust. Certainly not our groundwater systems. But mining corporations, they just received the most powerful clearance of all, a judicial one. And its impact is mega. The Aravalis stop at the Thar Desert from advancing eastward into Haryana, Western UP, and Delhi NCR. More than 90% of the Aravalis are stripped of legal protection. First, mining will boomerang. Legally this time. What was once illegal will now become procedurally legal. Scrub hills, low ridges, finished. Interhill corridors will be classified as non-Aravali land, which means mining leases which were now once rejected will be quickly approved. Environment clearances will be granted very quickly. Foreign investors will come in. Some people will become billionaires overnight. State governments will argue, we're only following the Supreme Court's definition. This is the new trick for the government. This is the government's new trick. Sandera Sara brothers, we're doing nothing. The Supreme Court is deciding to give them a clean sheet. Aravalis, destruction, we're doing nothing. We're only making a recommendation. The Supreme Court is deciding. And corporations will make billions and billions and billions and billions. Foreign companies will come in. Corporations and extractive industries will be the big winners. People will lose. Mining corporations, stone crushers, cement manufacturers, real estate developers, all will boomerang. Why? Because the most resource-rich parts of the Aravalis are not the tallest hills. They are the lowered, fractured, mineral-heavy ranges, which have now been legally excluded from protection, unfortunately, by our own Supreme Court. By our own Supreme Court. And I want to ask the Supreme Court, honorable judges, with the greatest of respect to you, you need to answer this tonight. Why was the scientific definition given by the Forest Survey of India rejected by the committee? It is a simple question. The Forest Survey of India had defined the Aravalis in a particular way. That has now changed. Slopes, valleys, enclosures, continuity, all destroyed. Viewers, if you're listening to this tonight, let me tell you, nowhere in the world has what has happened in India happened anywhere. It's like saying, someone in America saying, or someone in Canada saying, destroy the mountain ranges. Just destroy them, because we've got to make money. From Ajmer to Jhunjhunu to Mahendragarh, all existing breaches will multiply. Dust corridors will open. Wind velocity, which is usually moderated by the low hill forests, will rise. You will have gales in Delhi. All of western Uttar Pradesh will be destroyed. Groundwater systems will collapse across states. But you see, you will be told you can't question anything. Groundwater systems, reason number 4, will collapse. But why? Because Aravalis are not just hills, they are recharge machines. Every hectare can replenish 2 million liters of groundwater. Mining fractures rock layers, breaks aquifer connectivity, drain recharge zones, water tables already down to 1,000, 2,000 feet will fall further. Agriculture will fail. What is the government doing? Water conflicts will intensify across Rajasthan, Haryana and Delhi NCR. The Prime Minister needs to intervene. This will accelerate a future hydrological collapse. We will not be a Viksit Bharat. We will be an environmentally destroyed Bharat. And the government must think about farmers, because rural livelihoods will take the hit. Farmers will be destroyed. Soil will lose fertility. Crops will be coated in stone dust. Food security will decline across South Haryana and eastern Rajasthan. And meanwhile, the big businessmen will make lots of money. And after having made a lot of money, destroyed the country, like the other big businessmen, they will build huge homes in Dubai. Many of the men will become NRIs. And they don't give a damn for this country. And that is the real economic model this judgment enables. So I'm saying tonight, save the Aravalis. Save the Aravalis. This is our last chance. If the courts do not reverse themselves in this country on this decision, things will be very bad environmentally in this country. People must force a reconsideration. Governments do not protect ecosystems unless the cost of the inaction becomes politically unbearable. We want accountability. We want the Union Environment Ministry. We want the Prime Minister's office to step in. We're not asking for too much. And there is a context in which I'm saying this. The same Supreme Court says BS5 vehicles should not be allowed to Delhi. But the Aravali range can be destroyed. Does this duality make sense to you? The same Supreme Court, and I have great respect for the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court must speak and answer. On the one side, it is saying it's concerned about AQI in Delhi. But can the honorable judges please tell me, that when the Aravalis are destroyed, what will the AQI of Delhi be? Now, many people may think that we won't live long enough to see the consequences. That's where we again make a mistake. Even if we don't, we should care. None of us may be around 100 years from now. Probably won't be. At the way AQI is going, we won't be around 20 years from now. May all of you have long lives. But the question is this: should we not care about what our country's heritage is? This is not an environmental issue. It's a people issue. It's a heritage issue. Hashtag save the Aravalis. I'm stepping forth on this. The government must intervene, and the government must not think that the media of the country will not do its job. The government may think that the opposition does not exist. Rahul Gandhi is not a serious politician, so they can do what they want. But no, the people of India are the real opposition. And then there is Republic. There is always Republic. Let's debate.
The Aravalis are supposed to be the oldest mountain range in the world. Their age varies from 2 to 3 billion years, which is 2,000 to 3,000 million years old. And what you can see here is an example of a well-preserved Aravali forest. We are standing in Mangarbani.
India's oldest mountain range is facing a silent erasure. A Supreme Court order passed in November this year ordered that a landform is Aravali only if it's 100 meters high.
On 20th of November, the Supreme Court gave a crucial judgment on the Aravalis. Under the new definition, Aravali Hills are now being described as any landform in the Aravali district with an elevation of 100 meters or more from the locals across the 692-kilometer range in northwest India. Experts are cautioning that unchecked damage could accelerate desertification from Thar Desert into Delhi, NCR and beyond. The warning is stark: save the Aravalis or risk losing a natural barrier that protects North India.
The impact is massive, as only 8.7% of the Aravali range meets this new height rule. The rule implying that 91% of the range may no longer be counted as Aravali. It is a double-edged sword. North India risks losing a vital biodiversity shield, while over 90% of the Aravalis could lose legal protection, opening the door to unchecked mining. This range stretches across Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana and Delhi, shaping North India's climate and survival. Illegal quarrying has already scarred 25% of the range. It's a national campaign now to save the Aravalis.
No waste to energy now in Aravali. गली गली जगाना है, अरावली को बचाना है. गली गली बचाने निकले हैं. आओ हमारे साथ चलो. साफ हवा है मुफ्त हवा. विकास नहीं.
My first guest on this very worrying subject, and yes, I'm going interactive on it, I will open the lines, is Ranjit Kumar, former Solicitor General of India. He's been senior advocate and amicus curiae in the Aravali cases since 1995. Not presently, though. So, Mr. Ranjit Kumar, thank you. I think this is very disastrous. You have been amicus curiae in the case. Something has changed in the last 3 years from protecting the Aravalis completely to allowing the destruction of the Aravalis in the last 3 years, and now they are saying anything below 100 meters can be destroyed. So India's most ancient mountain range is going to be destroyed. What choice do people have? Can you tell us why this change has happened?
Well, I can't really say why there is a change that has happened with respect to why the Aravalis should at all be disturbed for mining, because there is a judgment which was rendered by the Supreme Court not once, twice, but thrice.
Yes.
And that is right from 2002, then 2005, up to 2018.
Yeah.
That there will be no mining in the Aravalis.
Yeah.
All the Aravali minings were closed down.
Yeah.
And after the closure of that minings, the water recharge happened to a great extent, and there is afforestation. If you see, go down to Faridabad, where most of it was happening, in the hills of the Aravali at the Faridabad and in Gurgaon areas, And there is a government notification of the Forest Department which also banned it. And the Supreme Court upheld that, and that order, that judgment has not been altered. So in my respectful submission, if a judgment of the court has not been altered, a direction being issued in an order that no, you have to reconsider this in this manner is, according to me, not in accordance with law, and therefore it needs to be revisited by the Supreme Court itself.
So, but the Supreme Court doesn't understand that the environmental impact, or Supreme Court doesn't care?
No, I won't say that the Supreme Court doesn't care. According to me, all the assistance that is required from the Supreme Court by placing all the judgments that are already existing, which has, according to me, probably, I say with all due respect and a disclaimer, probably have not been brought to the notice of the court when this order was passed. It was appropriate for somebody to have brought this.
Why has the Supreme Court become pro-mining? Sir, 1 minute. Sir, the Supreme Court should not have any interest in mining. Why did the Supreme Court refuse to ban ongoing mining in a fragile ecological zone? Because in its order, the court has mentioned multiple times that the ongoing mining in the Aravalli Hills will not be banned by the court. Para 27, we do not propose to impose any such ban on the present legal mining activities that are already happening. Then, Para 48, the court in an earlier occasion noticed that the ill consequences of imposing a complete ban on mining activity in the state of Bihar and others, blah, blah, blah. This is an extraordinary concession because the state cannot enforce the law. The court chooses to lower its environmental standards. Is judicial policy now shaped by fear of mafia rather than by constitutional duty? Why is administrative failure rewarded with regulatory relaxation? The court seems to take an extraordinary keenness in allowing mining to continue. Why?
According to me, there was a Punjab Act of 1901 which was sought to be enforced by the court, and that the Haryana Assembly had brought about a bill for the purpose of overcoming that, but that also the Supreme Court had restrained it, that you will not take any action with reference to any act because the matters are pending in Supreme Court. So I don't know what subsequently has happened because I had left all these matters as amicus some 4 or 5 years ago. And I am not abreast with everything, but I definitely read, when I read the news about this order to define what is a mountain under the Aravallis, I was definitely alarmed by it. And if it will,
so the court now decides whatever mountain tomorrow with the respect to the courts, suppose a 2-judge bench or 3-judge bench sits and says, I don't think these are the Himalayas. I mean, the way things are going, the Supreme Court of India can say tomorrow, these are not the Himalayas, you construct a casino there. Nothing happens. Mining must continue. Is this the way the court operates, sir? The court was warned, the court knows, the honorable court cannot pretend to be ignorant, sir. The court was warned that the environment, ecology will be destroyed. The court was warned, sir. The court has chosen in its infinite wisdom to disregard the warnings. Allow the green barrier to be destroyed. Allow a mountain range to be destroyed. The Supreme Court of India is allowing a mountain range to be destroyed. Ranjit Kumarji, we cannot be quiet about this. People will speak up. The court has arrogated upon itself the right in its ultimate self-given wisdom, the godlike status of deciding what is a mountain range and what is not. Sir, I am sorry, with greatest of respect to the courts, the godlike status the courts have given up. The gods created the mountain, sir, not the Supreme Court.
Through the aquifers.
I don't know.
The mountain, there are aquifers which are second, third thing below, and all the water goes in there, it recharges the water table.
Which means
the water table in the entire
the court knows that aquifers will go, the country will be destroyed.
And these were the ways. And secondly, you don't want a desertification of Delhi. The judgment of the court says on a scientific basis that if the Aravallis were destroyed, there will be desertification of Delhi.
Terrible.
So what Delhi may become is a desert, which according to me is a very, very appalling kind of situation if it were to happen.
Sir, it's...
So according to me, the Aravali should be protected, ought to be protected. And
reverse the order, reverse the order, reverse the order, rethink the order is what I'd say tonight.
Supreme Court to
Sir,
have
the
a
Supreme Court is not infallible. We have a lot of respect for the Supreme Court, but maybe it did not consider all facts before coming to this judgment. Ranjit Kumar, former Solicitor General, I thank you very much, sir. You've been a amicus curiae in the case. You've been great to start the debate. I thank you very much. I want to open up the debate. Ladies and gentlemen, Save Aravali campaign social activist Shubhra Puri, MD Sinha, former Principal Secretary to the Government of Haryana, Citizen Voices Kavita Maharishi Ashok, environment activist from Jaipur, and NS Napinai, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court. And on the other side tonight, Tanushri Bhalla, Attorney Jurist, Supreme Court, with me in the studio. J. Anand Dehadra is defending the Supreme Court judgment, and Raman Malik is there. I am delighted that Kailash Vasudev, Senior Advocate in the Supreme Court, continues to be with us. Thank you very much, sir. Don't defend the indefensible. Tanushri, there is nothing to defend. With the headline here is Supreme Court allows destruction of Aravalis. This is crazy. This is going to be opposed. People will not accept it.
May I?
Yeah.
You see, there are two stands on this. One is my personal stand, and the other is the court stand, right? So now, personally, do I think that Aravalis should be destroyed? Absolutely not. It's a biodiverse area. It has to be conserved, and that has been my personal stand for many years. Now, coming back to this judgment. There is a stand of the government and there is the judgment that has come, the order that has come, which is currently
Each is shooting off the other's shoulder. The government is shooting off the court's shoulder, and the court is shooting off the government's shoulder. This is very convenient.
Exactly. So, but what I request to mention here is that it has become, as Mr. Salve also pointed out the other day when he was here at the Republic, it has become a very, it has become a very saddening trend that whenever the government wants to do something controversial, it puts its gun on the shoulder of the court and says, oh, the court did it, we don't know what happened. The definition...
Did the Supreme Court, create the Aravali mountain range?
It did not.
Did the Supreme Court create the river systems, the aquifers and the forests?
It did not. And that
did the Supreme Court one day sit 1.8 billion years back? Did the Supreme Court sit, did a three-judge bench of the Supreme Court, everyone on, sit on a December morning 1.8 billion years back?
Absolutely.
And say, we will now create the Aravali mountains. Who is, sorry to say this, but how is the Supreme Court saying that these are not the Aravali mountains? I mean, I've heard of many things. I've always felt Supreme Court is exceeding its brief. And it's very convenient for a government that wants to destroy the Aravali mountains, but does not have the guts to, so it makes the Supreme Court do it on its behalf. Am I right, sir? That's right. Am I right? Kailash Vastu, is the government very conveniently saying, give the file to Supreme Court, they'll sign it. Am I right, Kailash Vastu?
That's what's happening.
Is that what's happening? Why do you think so, sir?
I'll tell you why.
Yes, sir.
You see, look at the appointment of judges. Let me diversify a little bit. The decision taken in the Advocates on Record case was a judge will be appointed only if there's a consensus between the collegium.
Absolutely. Agreed.
But today that has gone. Even if one member disagrees, you are supposed to not appoint that person. That was the tradition. Now coming to the issue of the Supreme Court functioning. You reverse judgments, you alter them, the Arbitration Act judgments, the judgments in commercial laws, the judgments pertaining to the environment, the judgments pertaining to the old cars, everything is in reversal. If you're going to have a reversal of everything which is good or everything which is bad, I can understand. But if you're going to act contrary to statute, now the Aravalis come under the Biodiversity Act.
Absolutely.
It's a statutory provision. There are judgments of the Supreme Court starting from 94, 95, Justice Kuldeep Singh in MC Mehta saying, don't build on the Aravalis, don't touch the Aravalis. But today it is destroy the Aravalis. Why? For what good reason?
Exactly.
To make golf courses, sir. To make condominiums, sir. I'm telling you, private companies are going to make at least 1 million 1,000 crore rupees on this. You know the amount of money? They're going to destroy the country and make money. They're going to destroy the country, and I would request the Supreme Court, I would request the Chief Justice of India to intervene and not allow this insanity to happen. This is insanity. Lines will be open. Ladies and gentlemen, scan yours. Speak up on this. And if you are a parent, tell your children, tell your schools, tell colleges to do projects, build the pressure, save the mountain range. Who is that, Raman? Is that Raman?
Yeah.
Yes, Raman?
Yes, Arnab. Okay, I have some points which has to be very upfront, and some people have to understand this, whether it is the Honorable Supreme Court judges, whether it is a Babu Dome, whether it is anybody. You have to understand Aravali has a history of 1 billion years, as you said, but we have also found out artifacts ranging back to 40,000 years, and some places even 100,000 year back tools. You have to understand the biodiversity of Aravali, where you have 1.32 lakh variety of botany there. You have to understand the kind of wild animals that are there, which are going to be lost forever. And this leads me back to the high-headedness of some of the judges of the Honorable Supreme Court, like Justice Amity did a decision way back. Now one has to understand that something like this cannot be tackled in a manner which is so blatant and butchery. You cry about Gurugram flooding. The judges are so concerned about Gurugram flooding, but the Gurugram flooding does not happen if these kinds of things continue. Where they will, if the destruction happens, it will continue to be flooded. So one has to understand that everything that you say today has a cost and action.
No, 1 minute. Thank you for a very long answer, which is actually meaningless. I just want to say this tonight, that we are on a precipice. We are going to open up the calls tonight. The Aravalis are going to be destroyed. Big companies are coming to destroy India's largest, oldest mountain range, believe it or not. And the Supreme Court, I don't know who allowed them to do this. They feel they're going to get away with this. Will they? Shubhra Puri, you're part of the Save Aravali campaign. How much response are you getting, Shubhra, to this campaign? Who are you taking this campaign amongst? And how would you explain the purpose of your mission to all the viewers of Republic Today?
Thank you, Arnav. First of all, it really warms the heart that Republic Television has taken up this cause, this critical cause. We are talking to various citizens, concerned citizens, RWA heads, NGOs, and we are trying to tell people, we are trying to build awareness on this criticality of this ruling. And many people, for example, are not aware how long the Aravalis is and how interconnected the various systems are between air, water, plants, animals. So we are really seeing that the citizens are responding in a very emotional way, and they're feeling concerned about it. It's connected to air pollution. It is connected to water recharge. It's connected to protecting the plants and animals in the Aravalis. And first and foremost, Aravalis are our legacy. Like I've said in my song also, that it is our dharohar. It's our legacy. And once destroyed, Aravalis are destroyed forever. No amount of money, no amount of any governance is going to bring this back. So once destroyed, it will be replaced by concrete. And what will happen to our lives? It is something to think about. What will happen to our future generations? This is what worries us. And I'm sure every citizen is concerned.
Unplanned infrastructure will come into
Yeah, and keep in mind one thing, that the Supreme Court had actually asked for a scientific definition of the Aravali from the Forest Survey.
Yes.
The Forest Survey gave the definition. Then the Supreme Court discarded it. Then why did you ask for it? Jay, the Supreme Court is also not beyond question, and we are questioning the wisdom of the Supreme Court here. What is this wisdom? The definition of the Aravalis came from the Forest Survey of India pursuant to a direct order from the Supreme Court itself. The definition recognizes slopes, buffers, valleys, enclosures, and continuity, the very elements that make a mountain range a living ecological system, not a collection of isolated bumps. Today, the Supreme Court walked away from that definition. It discarded the definition. It did not even have the decency to explain why it discarded the definition. The Supreme Court refused to ban ongoing mining. It knows it's a fragile economic zone. This creates a one-way gate. Once mining begins, ecological protection ends. Paryavaran is finished. The entire northern map of India will be changed once and for all. I don't remember there being this on part of the BJP manifesto when it was elected. The BJP didn't say we will destroy the Aravalis. Did it say that? It said we'll bring a uniform civil code, which it still has not done. It didn't say we will destroy the Aravalis. Where is the environment minister, by the way? Where is the environment minister? The court was warned. And today, none of the media are speaking about this. Jayanand Dehadra, you're defending what the court has done. Please put forward your defense, then we'll counter it.
Arnab, at the outset, I think it's commendable that you've taken up this issue. I think it's a very sensitive issue. It's a very emotive issue. But at the same time, I think there has been a gross exaggeration and mischaracterization of what the Honorable Supreme Court has decided in this case. Now, your research is...
Tomorrow, if the Supreme Court says, allow me one minute intervention. Tomorrow, if the Supreme Court, says that in our wisdom, this is not a tributary of the Brahmaputra, this is not a tributary of the Ganges, this is not part of the Gangetic system, destroy it. You are creating a precedent where rivers and mountains of this country can be destroyed at will upon the whims and fancies of a Supreme Court bench.
The point, I have a very nuanced view. I have a very nuanced view in this regard. I don't for a moment stand for destroying any ecological feature of this country, let alone the Aravalis. But please look at paragraph 38 of the judgment. The Supreme Court had constituted a centrally empowered committee of experts. Those experts have said that there will be no new mining leases except where atomic minerals are concerned. Now, Arnab, you are someone who understands national security better than most people. I don't need to emphasize or rather overemphasize the importance of what I have just pointed out to you. That is point number one. Two, mining has been going on here for decades and decades together. There has always been ambiguity with regard to the definition of what constitutes the height of, the hills there. And finally, this judgment removes those decades of, decades of ambiguity, finally goes for the first time, which brings me to my third point, that finally we will have now sustainable mining that will go on there. I cannot overstate the importance of this. This eliminates the discretion that was available to bureaucrats.
Thank you, Jay. I understood this.
Unscrupulous mining.
1 minute, Jay.
So
Jay, 1 minute. Allow me a minute, please. Allow me a minute.
Please.
This is, unfortunately, and I'm intervening, I'm bringing in Kavita Maharishi and then MD Sinha and everyone. This is a fashionable and misused word, sustainable. Sustainable mining. Huh? Sustainable mining, sustainable clothes, sustainable fashion, sustainable tailors. Huh? Sustainable concrete. Sustainable pollution.
Environmental impact.
No, tomorrow we'll have a new word, MD Sinha. Sustainable pollution. Pollution that is sustainable. Please don't try to misguide me. Para 56. In the meantime, the mining activities in the mines which are already in operation would be continued. In strict compliance with the recommendations made by the committee in para 8 of its report.
Those are legitimate.
1 minute. Do not fool me. I'm too smart. I'm too smart on this. See, environmental damage, I plead. Environmental damage, MD Sinha, does not reset to zero because mining is labeled as present or legal. My question remains. The Honorable Supreme Court of India was warned. The amicus curiae had stated in his submission, and I quote, if the definition as recommended by the committee is accepted, all the hills below the height of 100 meters would be opened up for mining. As a result, the Aravali hills and ranges would lose their continuity and integrity. It would totally endanger the environment and ecology of the mountains. That means everything will be finished. The Aravalis will be destroyed.
No, none of the
please
regulations,
don't.
none of the
And I have
regulations are
never seen
diluted
any
enough.
country,
Please.
any country's court come and say destroy the mountain range. You have my permission to do so. Where is the environment minister, please, by the way? Who is the environment minister? Bhupendra Yadav, last heard in the race to be BJP president? Nowhere. Maybe too busy in politics, not answerable to the people of India. MD Sinha, what's going on, sir?
See, there's nothing called sustainable mining. Open cast mining of the type that is done in Aravallis is not sustainable. It is, you can have controlled mining, which should be, but